Donaldson returned to the North Jersey shopping center where he'd previously recorded a $1 million game of hide-and-seek for the grand opening of MrBeast Burger on September 4th. The new restaurant within the American Dream Mall sold more burgers in one day than any other restaurant in the neighborhood. The scale had created a new record. Here's what we know so far. To begin, let's take a look at MrBeast's new record for the most burgers sold in a single store. Jimmy Donaldson's latest tour through New Jersey proved to be a remarkable journey, even though the man known as MrBeast lost over $500,000 along the route. After filming a $1 million hide-and-seek game at the American Dream Mall, Donaldson returned on September 4th for the grand opening of MrBeast Burger's first brick-and-mortar restaurant. After thousands of his followers descended upon the American Dream concourses, the new store sold more burgers in a single day than any other restaurant. Donaldson debuted MrBeast Burger in December 2020, and the fast food concept was an instant success. MrBeast Burger expanded to dozens of markets and served millions of people within months of its initial sale by operating out of ghost kitchens. Menu dishes influenced by specific creators were also offered as specialty offerings. MrBeast's September 3rd video previewed the next growth stage of the burger joint. Donaldson gathered 100 of his followers at the American Dream Mall in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and gave each of them a $10,000 briefcase. After a 6-hour game of hide-and-seek, those hiders who have not been discovered got to keep the money in their briefcase. Moving on, more specifics on the subject. Then Donaldson dropped a bombshell: the first physical MrBeast Burger store would open one day after the hide-and-seek film was uploaded to YouTube. Despite the short notice, hundreds of MrBeast fans flocked to New Jersey to celebrate MrBeast Burger's first day as a genuine business. According to some estimates, thousands of people waited in line 9 hours to meet Donaldson and enjoy one of his burgers. During this tri-state tour, one of Donaldson's senior lieutenants visited the Bronx. Carl Jacobs went to a Yankees game and ended up on the home team's Twitter feed. It's easy to say that the MrBeast team is bustling these days, but even after holding the most significant grand openings, Donaldson isn't going anywhere anytime soon. The current YouTube king also intends to expand his sweets company Feastables. According to a recent tweet, the mystery product will soon be available on Walmart shelves. Moving on, MrBeast's headquarters are worth approximately $14.1 million. Mr. Who's the Boss, a tech critic, got an inside peek. MrBeast, the YouTube sensation, has released a behind-the-scenes video tour of his North Carolina offices for the first time. Mr. Who's the Boss, a tech critic with over 11 million YouTube subscribers, got an inside glimpse at how MrBeast magic is created. Miani filmed the tour and published it on YouTube in 18 minutes. Donaldson tells Miani at the start of the video, quote, "I want to tour you around so he can get views. I'm concerned because I've never shown somebody around before." As Miani and Donaldson strolled through the vast structure, the IT expert calculated the cost of all the electronics. At the end of the trip, Miani had spent $2.9 million on studio equipment. When the cost of the actual building is considered, MrBeast HQ costs $14.1 million. That appears to be a hefty figure unless you consider Donaldson's annual picture budget of $48 million. Million-dollar awards build up quickly. On the other hand, big sums of money being traded at MrBeast HQ are nothing new. When Rolling Stone reporter E.J. Dixon interviewed Donaldson for an April 2022 cover story, she raved about his massive cash flow. The most intriguing aspect of Miani's visit is the insight into Donaldson's frenzied creative process. MrBeast's video work on a Boys vs. Ladies had barely concluded when the Mr. Who's the Boss video was released on July 23rd. Following the shoot, expensive equipment was thrown on the ground, 40 cameras were set up across one of MrBeast's studios, and editors were hard at work in Bayload with cutting-edge gear. Following that, MrBeast opted not to upload one of his million-dollar videos. As a result, he handed it to Ludwig instead. Jimmy Donaldson is shown to be a generous person. MrBeast is known for giving out large sums of money in his videos, but his latest gift to Ludwig Ogren is far more unusual than a single sum. MrBeast permitted the succeeding creator to upload the clip to his channel after he traveled to North Carolina to participate in a hidden treasure video because Donaldson was displeased with the end product. The structure of the video, titled "I Buried $100,000, Find It," is similar to that of the CBS reality competition series The Amazing Race. Two teams compete across rural North Carolina in search of Donaldson's secret six-figure prize. Donaldson puts roadblocks for treasure hunters. Ogren attends a handful of these events to offer advice and support to the candidates. Although Ogren only had a minor part in the film, it ended up on his YouTube channel. Donaldson, a self-described perfectionist, was disappointed with the final product. Donaldson says in the start, "I spent over $1 million making this picture. Instead of throwing it away, I gave it to Ludwig to post on his YouTube channel because he flew to North Carolina to be in the film." MrBeast didn't remember the buried treasure video, but it was an excellent success for Ogren. It gained approximately 1.4 million views daily, making it Ogren's most viewed video. I'm sure the former Twitch star appreciates Donaldson's attention as he tries to establish himself as a significant YouTube creator. Next up, MrBeast's most recent cause is raising funds for schools. Jimmy Donaldson delivers a back-to-school stimulus package in a recent video on his Beast Philanthropy channel. MrBeast collaborated with Sunmade to provide brand new school supplies to students and teachers in low-income areas. Donaldson visited 4 underfunded schools across the country. He met some of his young followers at each stop, dropped off some supplies, and surprised cherished teachers and school personnel with gifts. He even enlists the help of tech YouTuber William Osman to promote underprivileged schools with almost $200,000 in supplies. Sunmade created the back-to-school ad as part of its Board of Imagination, a one-of-a-kind program that allows children to influence the food company's decisions. Sending MrBeast to needy schools sounds like something a young people's board would suggest, and as Donaldson traveled through the featured schools, many students gawked at him, shook his hand, and hugged him. Quote, "Sunmade was a huge help in bringing this to reality. They're a fantastic partner who shares Beast Philanthropy's purpose of making the world a better place," Donaldson said. "It's one of the most exciting videos Beast Philanthropy has released, and it's a little emotional with all the wonderful surprises. Like all others in the Beast Philanthropy series, this video is twice benevolent." While the film highlights Donaldson's work with Sunmade, the views it receives will benefit the food bank he founded in his hometown of North Carolina. Following that, MrBeast revealed to Joe Rogan that he had uninstalled TikTok. The program, infamous for its hyper-addictive algorithm, has claimed another victim, who happens to be the world's biggest YouTube celebrity. Jimmy MrBeast Donaldson appeared as Joe Rogan's guest on a March 7th edition of The Joe Rogan Experience, which was broadcast on Spotify. Donaldson enlightened listeners about his work ethic, production techniques, and consuming habits during his interview with a controversial podcaster. Donaldson also stated that he removed the TikTok app from his phone because he was spending too much time on it. MrBeast has a much larger following on YouTube than on any other medium. Donaldson is actively trying to broaden his reach. He told Rogan about the method he employs to dub his movies into languages like Spanish, Portuguese, and Japanese. But don't expect him to become a TikTok power player anytime soon. He claims that 90% of his work goes into YouTube, while 1 to 2% goes into TikTok. Why isn't Donaldson a fan of the app that so many others adore? He and Rogan are both concerned about TikTok's lack of security and the large quantity of data tracking that occurs on the platform. The simplest explanation is that Donaldson does not want to waste that much time scrolling. Quote, "I discovered I was spending 2 hours a day on TikTok," he explained to Rogan, "so I uninstalled it." Finally, Donaldson would rather make a few great videos than a lot of poor ones. Quote, "As strange as it sounds, getting 5 million views on one video is significantly easier than getting 100,000 views on 50 videos, the YouTube sensation explained. A 10% better video results in 4 times the views. To put this mindset into effect, Donaldson must be willing to abandon a video idea that has already cost him $1 million. He can support this risky video making technique because of the dependable, profitable forms he employs on his gaming and reaction channels. Well, that marks the end of our video for today. We hope you enjoyed it. On your way out, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching.